make one function to maybe read and decode those TF record files. Okay, so I will make one maybe function named as read and decode, and it is taking all the serialized examples. Okay, so I will give it a serialized example. We are expecting it, and then let me make one variable features, and then I will do that tf.io dot parse single example. Okay, parsing one by one single example, and again what I was saying is we have to serialize it. So serialized example, let's put this value over here, serialized example. Okay, and after that we have to add some of the maybe features. Okay, so features will be maybe what can be the features. I need to make one dictionary for it, and then I will say uh, images rows. uh, okay, or maybe raw images raw. Okay, and what values maybe I should give it. Wait, uh, images raw, I guess I have to give it fixed length feature. Okay, so let's give it like this, tf dot io dot fixed length features. Okay, and maybe feature will be good to go with, and then one empty thing, and then tf dot string. Yeah, yeah, this will work maybe. And if there will be again any problem in the maybe execution part, we will come back and we will try to maybe work with those problem. Okay, so now what we are having is, okay, so this again I have to zoom it bit less, and yeah, so as you can see here, what I can do is I can take this feature down here, and then I can zoom it, then maybe it will be more interpretable for you. Yeah, this is how interpretability will increase, or readability I will say. tf.io dot uh, fixed line feature, and I'll take over here fixed line features, and here we have to maybe uh, take we have taken the string, now we have to take the int integer int 64. Yeah, okay, so I guess now this is good to go with. Then we have to maybe tell it to the image. We have to define the image. uh, Let me do that, or maybe what I am doing is I am simply loading the images and their labels. Okay, so you might be thinking what this guy is doing. So to be fair, what I am doing is I am just trying to maybe load image and its labels, and then I will maybe try to normalize each image. Okay, so let's see, here I am telling it these are the features. Okay, so in features I am telling it there are some string and there are some ints. Okay, then I am maybe trying to load images and its labels, and nothing much I'm doing. Okay, then tf dot io dot decode. Okay, decode raw, and after that what I can take is features and image raw. Okay, image raw, and maybe I have to close it, and tf uh, dot uint 8. Okay, uh, yeah, then what I have to do is I have to maybe resize all the images, and then image dot tf dot cached, and in that I have to take image, and then tf dot float 32. Float 30 will be good to take, and then I have to multiply it using maybe 1 point by 255. So what I am doing over here is uh, I am trying to normalize each image in a range of maybe 0 to 1. Okay, so every image will be normalized, and every image will be inside a range of maybe uh, z- uh, 0 to 1. Okay, and then we have to cast it, features, and then there will be label, and after that tf int again. Okay, tf dot int 32. Yeah, and then what we have to return from here is return image and label. Okay, so you might be having some of the trouble to understand this code, so what I will try to emphasize on is just try to read this code again and again, try to write this code again and again, and try to understand what is going on. And one intuition what I can give you is, now what is happening is this code this function will maybe help us to maybe load image and its labels, and then we will normalize each image to a range of maybe 0 point maybe 0 to 1. Okay, uh yeah, so read and decode we have done. We have we have read the image, we have told it like how to read and decode the image. Okay, uh, then what next I can do is I can load the data. Okay, so uh, I will make maybe one more function to load the data, and here I will specify, I will demand for input directory, and another demand will be for input files, or maybe input file name, and after that more will be batch size. Okay, uh, so in which batch size image will be loaded. Okay, so we are this function, what I will try to do is I will try to make this function in such a way that it will serve as an input to the model. Okay, so it will produce batches of images, and those batches of images will be determined by this mini batch size. Okay, and after that I will maybe use some dataset dot repeat kind of thing. Dot repeat I will use. Okay, and so what that will do is if training images will be exhausted, and that then it will start to maybe take images from the starting again. Okay, so nothing I have to do, I have to give here file path. Okay, again I have to give the file path over here, and just simple os dot path dot join, and then two thing I will join over here, that is input directory. Okay, and input file. Okay, input file name, maybe input file name, and input directory. Okay, then what more to do, let's make a maybe a variable dataset, and just do tf data dot tf record dataset on that. Okay, just make the tf records out of it. Okay, so records uh tf record dataset. Okay, and after that give it file path. Okay, where the file is, and then again you have to rewrite it, and you have to update this variable with dataset dot map. You have to map it, and how to map it, by read and decode. Okay, so we are using read and decode this function. Okay, what this function was doing, this function was loading images and its label and normalizing those images. Okay, and what this load data will do, it will serve as an input to the model. Okay, so what I am doing, I have maybe loaded the images, and I have maybe loaded its labels. I have normalized each image in using this function. Now load data will be used as maybe as an input to the model. Okay, so I am giving all those all those loaded image and label data over here, which is maybe normalized. Okay, So that's the thing. I'm mapping that thing over here. Then again I am updating this variable. Okay, how I am updating this variable, this size, using batches. Okay, now I am using batches. Now batches comes in, maybe picture. Okay, and batches, how we will define batches by this variable. Okay, mini batch size. Okay, now again the question comes up is, if training image is exhausted. Okay, if maybe here what you are doing, you are making batches based on mini batch size. Okay, based on the input mini batch size will be given to, based on that you will make batches to train the images. Okay, now you have data. The Now maybe there will be a condition. Boundary case will be, your maybe, or your data is like, uh, you have exhausted your data. Okay, now you have used all of your data. So what now? So you have to repeat the process. Okay, you have to repeat the process from the starting. Okay, now I am returning this data set. Okay, so naming the same variable and updating it one after another is maybe not a good thing to do, but again, uh, we can, maybe we can uh, we can maybe live with it. Okay, no problem, we can live with it. And so this is it. We have made, like, we have made parsing arguments function, then we made one function to load image and its labels, and then we normalized each image. Then we use this function inside our load data a function, which was, maybe if you will see through a bird eye view, that will work, that will serve as an input to the model. Okay, so after that, I guess I need to write some of the wrapper functions around this load data. Okay, around this load data function, I have to write some of the wrapper function, and those wrapper function will maybe uh, allow us to load training and testing data. Okay, so let's see how to write wrapper function. Okay, so I guess right now you might be knowing what is a wrapper function, but if no, then I am showing you one example. Okay, then load training data. Okay, now I am loading the training data. Training directory, and after that, mini batch size. Okay, batch is batchs size size. Okay, and then after that, I will return. What I will return? I will return this thing, load data. So this is the wrapper function. This is the wrapper function around load data. Okay, load train data is a wrapper function. This is what you can interpret out here. Okay, so input directory will be equals to eval directory, evaluation directory. Okay, and after that, maybe, because I am writing it for train, so it will be not evaluation directory, that will be maybe training directory. And after that, input file name will be uh, images, as always. Images, maybe train dot tf records. uh, okay, images train dot tf records. Let's check over here input. And I came to this Sagemaker, and just to see. Okay, these tf records. And after that, maybe train. And inside train, what is happening? Properties. Okay. Asia Pacific, Mumbai. Okay, tape record train. And the reactor stream. Okay, so I guess this is good to go. Okay. Uh, so I will come back to my script. Okay. So what we have done, uh, we have image train dot tf records, and then after that, maybe for mini batch size, I have to assign it mini batch size. Okay, equal to mini batch size. That's all. That's all for maybe training data. and then I have to zoom it out. Okay, then I'm writing one more maybe wrapper function that will be to load the test data. Okay, and again here I can take eval directory. Okay, and after that I can again take the mini batch size. Again we yeah, we have to take the mini batch size, and then what we will return is load data. Okay, because that's a wrapper function. So oh wait, so load data, and we will change it to eval dir. Okay, and then there will be image input file name. Input file name will be image train tf input file name. Okay, so I want to show you something. Maybe you don't need to write input file name, you can directly write here this thing, uh, images test tf records. Okay, and after that mini batch size is always there. Okay, so that's the thing. uh, so these are the wrapper function to maybe which are helping this load data to maybe work. Okay, or no, so load data is helping these wrapper functions. Okay, to work around. Okay, for maybe to go to main for now the main thing here will be that again we have to go to this main. Okay, because that's the entry point for any code. Okay, so here we have to what we have to do is we have to maybe make we have to load the data from here. Okay, so load data. Okay, so we have written these functions. Let's load some data. Okay, train data set equals to load training data. I will take all this function over here, and it is expecting train directory and mini batch. So arg train I will give it arguments dot maybe train. Okay, and after that args for mini batch uh, arguments, and maybe dot mini batch args args train and args dot mini batch size. So yeah, that will be good to go. And then we have to give the test dataset. Okay, and again I have to take this load test dataset function which is expecting again two things, that is eval directory and mini batch size. uh, as always args dot mini batch size will satisfy that thing, and after that for this uh, I have to give args dot test. Okay, so this is what we have done. So we are so inside main we are saying load data inside maybe these two variables. Okay, train and test variables. Okay, so let me check how long it's been 38 minutes. So I guess I have to maybe pause this thing over here. Okay, and we will resume our next lecture or maybe our next session from here only. Okay, so let me zoom it for you if this code was not visible. Okay, then again if this code was not visible, again I am zooming it for you. Okay, yeah, so we have come this far. We have loaded our data, and while loading, what we have done, we have resized our images. We have taken its label, and maybe we read and decoded TF record files using read and decode, and then we loaded the data. And in loading the data, we specify what will be the batch size, and we specify what will happen if we will be exhausted of those images. Okay, so and then we use this wrapper function to maybe load the data. Okay, so now we are having good data. That's, I can say that's a good data. Okay, to work with. Okay, now there are many things other that creating the model, training the model, because we have only loaded the data till now. Okay, we have written some of the functions and some of the arguments to just load the data. Now in the next maybe session, we will maybe step one more step, we will go further. Okay, and we will complete our this TensorFlow script. Okay.